Hello, I'm going to do the Leo weekly energy for July 5th to the 11th. And this may or may not resonate with you. Take what does, leave what does not. All right, what do we got going on this week? Who needs to hear a message for Leo? Not really feeling like anything with those cards. All right, for Leo, who needs to hear a message? All right, I feel like there's a message wants to come out. All right, there we go. Sometimes it takes a little bit, and then sometimes I use decks and it just doesn't feel like that's the right one. So again, like in life, don't try and force anything, okay? If it doesn't feel right, if things aren't happening, don't try to make something happen. So that may be, also that goes for your reading today, is that maybe you try something and that didn't work. When I was first looking at the decks, I have my decks all around me, and I saw this deck first and I was going to use it, but then I chose that other deck. And I should have just went with this first deck that I was thinking, because that's the one that I feel has your message. But I tried using that other one. So that might be for you also, is that there may be something that, you kind of had an initial feeling about doing something, but you decided to go, say that's plan A, you decided to go with plan B, but plan B isn't feeling right. So it's starting over, but doing it with plan A, like with your original feelings. So if there was something that, maybe you originally wanted to do, or, whatever that plan A is that maybe you should take a look back at that. Look at that. Look at that. The hangman is like looking back at something. So, and that is maybe what will bring you your happiness, because we kind of started out with just, Four of Cups, just not really being interested, not having any, interest in something, but you have an opportunity. So I almost feel like it's like your opportunity to go back to plan A. It could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be a job, it could be, if this resonates with you, then you understand what I'm saying. Is like you had two choices to do something. You were kind of pulled in one direction, but then you kind of forced yourself, or whatever the situation was, you went to the other thing, but that's not making you happy. That's not making you feel fulfilled. That's not giving you that satisfaction. That's not where your answer is. That's not where your happiness. And then so you have to go back to what you were originally thinking, back to what your original plan was. And that's when I feel like things fall in place for you. That's what brings in your happiness. That's what brings in your passion. That gives you that energy to move forward. And you feel more satisfied with going back to where you thought, for whatever the situation is. And because I just feel like it's starting over. And then we have the Fool, we have the World, and then we have the Three of Cups. And I feel like that's what makes you happy, is going back to the beginning. Now, it may take you some time to get there. and there may be some things that have to be adjusted, and, because that's not your original plan. But I feel like going back to your original idea of what it is that you wanted to do, that you felt inside, that you felt, your intuition or your inner feeling, that you kind of ignored that on a situation with something, and that's what you have to get back to. And that's where you'll feel that satisfaction. All right? And sometimes it's hard to go back. Sometimes it's hard to start over. But I feel like that's what you have to look at. I feel like that's what will make things fall in place. Let's see. I don't feel like there's really anything to clarify, because I feel like the message was pretty self-explanatory in itself. All right. I feel like we have the Seeker of Crystals, which is the Page of Pentacles. And I feel like, see how she's looking into that crystal ball? It's almost like thinking about like going back to the beginning, like just really having that clarity again. And like she has this satisfied look on her face, like, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do, and feeling like determined and feeling satisfied. And I just feel like it's looking back, like if you could go back in time, like if you could turn back the hands of time. I mean, obviously you can't do that, but I feel like it's going back to what you originally wanted to do, or, going back to plan A, whether it was, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a relationship. Like I said, whatever it is, if this relates to you, then you'll know you'll understand what I'm saying, and this will resonate. And I feel like that's where your happiness is. That's where your calmness and satisfaction, and it's like, well, you took the long way around, but you got back to where you feel comfortable. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.